Hey everyone, it is Havel High here, bringing you an Avengers Endgame video, and just want to make sure I tell this right away. This is a spoiler-heavy video, so if you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie, come back, and hopefully this will help you understand all that's going on in this incredible movie. So this is going to be the Avengers Endgame timeline of events. One more warning, spoiler-heavy. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, come back. This will help you. So with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. And let's get right into it. So I made a little infographic that will hopefully take us through all these events here. Now, as we know, this is not going to place to place. This is going to place and time. So a lot of confusion can go on in this movie. So like I said, hopefully this will help you. So the beginning of this movie starts in 2018, and it starts with the kind of an unknown spot in Barton's homestead. And this is actually pre-snap, but just a few minutes later, the snap happens. Barton family disappears. And cut into title, intro, screen, and then cut to deep space. In deep space, we see Tony Stark and Nebula just kind of stranded, trying to figure out what to do. And when all hope is lost, enter Captain Marvel to the rescue, and they take him back to Avengers HQ in New York. And that's where the discussion begins on what to do next with Thanos. Tony has a complete breakdown. He doesn't want to be involved. He's, just a broken man at that point in time. So the other group of the Avengers with Captain Marvel's Moxie says, let's go just get the stones and, undo all this craziness, all this madness. And Captain America says, let's go get that son of a bee. And they get onto a spaceship. And they actually head to, and they stay in 2018. They go to planet 0259S, and that's the garden, what Thanos calls the garden, or Thanos' farm. And they head there in a spaceship. Raise your hand if you've been in space. And once they go there, they literally just destroy Thanos with no problem. Unfortunately, they find out that all the Infinity Stones were destroyed 2 days prior to them arriving. And it was unfortunate events. They cannot undo what Thanos has done. He is inevitable, and Thor aims for the head, and no more Thanos. So was a surprising scene there, and then really fade to black, and then cut 5 years later. So we end up at 2023. Really in the beginning in New York, with Captain America talking with kind of a group of people that have lost loved ones. But then also cut into San Francisco, where the events of Ant-Man, he finds out, he gets back from the quantum realm. He gets back and finds out, all this crazy stuff that's happened in the last 5 years. His daughter Cassie is a lot older. He goes back to Avengers HQ, explains the whole time travel thing. Hey, we can maybe, make this happen. We can reverse Thanos's, even though we don't have the stones here. We can go to other places. But they kind of don't know how to figure that out, so they ended up, reaching out to Tony Stark. There, they go to his cabin. His cabin is an unknown spot as well, so they don't say exactly where he's at. So Stark cabin is the other location. Stark says no. They go and find Professor Hulk, and that's back in New York. And then they say, okay, let's go give it a shot. Let's try it. They pretty much fail their first test run with Ant-Man. And Tony Stark then says, you know what, all of a sudden he ends up creating time travel and comes back to the Avengers HQ in New York. And they say, let's get the group back together. So they go visit New Asgard. The new and improved XXL Thor is there. And then they go pick up Ronin, formerly known as Hawkeye, and Barton in Tokyo. So those are the places they actually ended up visiting. So they get everybody together. They try to figure this out. It says, okay, we need to figure out how to get the Infinity Stones. So they have to choose particular locations, but also particular times. And what happens is they actually go into these 3 different time areas here, and they start over in 2012 in New York, where the Tesseract, the Space Stone, the Scepter, the Mind Stone, and the Eye of Agamotto, the Time Stone, is located. Black Widow says, if you think about it, if you pick the right year, all 3 Infinity Stones are in New York. Like, what? Exactly. Like, what? So the 3 of the most powerful things are in New York City. So the other Infinity Stone is the Ether, and that's going to be in Asgard. They went to 2013 for that. Basically, the storyline there is Thor and Rocket goes there, and he consoles with his mother. And while Rocket Raccoon, takes the ether from Jane. Sorry, going back to New York, I forgot to mention New York Hulk. It's Hulk, Ant-Man, Captain America, and Iron Man are all in New York. The Hulk gets the Eye of Agamotto or the Time Stone from the Ancient One, which was a great scene. And then the Mind Stone was captured by Captain America, Hail Hydra, and then Captain America versus Captain America, America's ass. And then the Tesseract, unfortunately, created a Loki escape, which is probably turned into the Disney Plus Loki show. So that's New York. And then now go into 2014. That's going to be in space. Also the planet Morag and Vormir, where the orb or the Power Stone is. And then I just call it the sacrifice, soul for a soul, and for the Soul Stone. And also, this is where Thanos is currently located as well in space in 2014 at the time, looking for Infinity Stones. So you have the Avenger units that went there would be Nebula, War Machine, then you have Barton, Hawkeye, Ronin, whatever you want to call him in this one, and then Black Widow. So they ended up getting the Power Stone fairly easily with War Machine and Nebula. However, Nebula and the other Nebula connects together. Thanos is there. The old Nebula, or the 2014 Nebula, takes the place of the 2023 Nebula, and craziness happens there. In the Soul Stone, Barton and Black Widow ends up talking to Red Skull. They fight amongst each other, and unfortunately, Black Widow dies. So that's the obtaining of the Soul Stone. So they also picked up the Power Stone. However, since the Tesseract was messed up, that mission messed up there, and Loki escaped with it, they had to find a plan B. They ended up actually going to New Jersey in 1970, and New Jersey had the Tesseract and also Pym particles, because they couldn't they only had one trip to make this right. Luckily, they were able to get the Pym particles and the Tesseract there, and they meaning Iron Man and Captain America. Captain America sees Director Carter at the time, his old flame, and then a great moment with Iron Man, Tony Stark, and his old man, Howard Stark. So Howard Stark and Howard Potts get to meet together. So that's 1970. They ended up getting the Tesseract. They get all 6 Infinity Stones all together, and boom, they're back in 2023 in the Avengers HQ, where the Hulk does the snap, brings everybody back. However, 2014 Nebula brings 2014 Thanos and Gamora, and then also he opens a portal to bring everybody that his current army was, Thanos' army was at that point in time. So the last final battle of the Endgame ensues, which is craziness. Literally everybody shows up. Wong says, "What, you want more?" But no, we got everybody we needed, and the battle ensues, and the end of Iron Man. And then actually we go back in time. I don't know exactly where it would be, maybe the 70s or even the 60s probably, with Agent Carter and Captain America, Steve Rogers, coming back and having a long and happy life. So, but unfortunately, Black Widow deceased, Iron Man deceased, and in a sense, Captain America is gone because his old man Captain America, and he has passed the mantle over to the Falcons. So yeah, that is a timeline of events. Hopefully that has helped you, because boy, was this movie a lot, but I enjoyed a lot of it. And comment below. Tell me, if you understood the whole time travel kind of thing, and just to explain to you guys, if you guys don't know how the time travel works, is that and why you can't go back and just kill baby Thanos, is that your future, if you go into the past, right, if you do time travel, if you go into the past, your future is the past. Thus, if you change the past, you only change the past for that timeline, and you can't change the future or your future self in the current timeline. So that's how it works. And yes, all those movies they named, Back to the Future included, is all BS. So with that, everyone, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys have seen this movie multiple times. At this point in time, I've seen it 3 times, and I have plans to seeing it 2 more times. And every time I see it, it's just getting better and better. So if I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you next time.